Thanks to Thanos, we now have an empty body shop. Luckily, we have plenty of cars on the to-do list. Best start the Rally Mini project. So you may have seen this Mini in some of our previous videos. This is a 1969 Morris Mini Mark II. I bought it from a chap who used to rallycross it back in the 70s, and then I gave it a refresh and used it in our local car club for forward-only auto tests. Eventually it became a sealed surface specific car, and thanks to the backing from Dutch Speed, it managed to be quite successful. However, due to extensive modifications and being very out of date for any modern type of motorsport speed event, it got put into storage. Now my plan is to give it yet another refresh, but to build it to current Motorsport UK standards for stage rallying. So in this series, not only can you follow the build project, but also my own personal preparation in gaining my rally licence and hopefully convincing someone to sit in the navigator's seat for my first stage rally event. Once back at the Team HQ, the first job was to strip the shell. The next job, sort out that front bulkhead. It certainly has lots of rooms for the carbs to breathe, and I like the fact that someone's recessed the battery box into the front parcel shelf, and I guess this was to reduce the cabling and also to put weight over the front wheels. However, I'm going to rebuild this bulkhead so it's a little bit more fit for purpose. And under the Motorsport UK regulations, the bulkhead has to be completely sealed so that it's almost impossible for oil, fuel or even fire to come into the cabin. Now I guess this was also in the Rallycross regs back in the 70s, as the previous owner has bashed shut and brazed the windscreen vents as well as the ashtray holes. Now I don't need an ashtray, but I do need the vents, as I would really like to see where I'm going on those damp and humid mornings. With the dashboard removed, I discovered something interesting. The lower dash panel looks like a Mark I. Now I'm sure you lot out there on YouTube land will correct me if I'm wrong, but I assumed that because the lower dash on a Mark II is padded, I expected it to be like a Mark III. Now, I know BMC often mixed and matched body panels depending on what they had left in stock, but if you know, please leave a comment below. Right, let's start fabricating. You may have noticed that the Mini has no rear bulkhead and a flat floor. Yes, those rallycrossers like to lose all the weight. The fuel tank was located under the near side front wheel arch and only held 2 litres of fuel. Fine for rallycross and auto testing, but no good for stage or endurance rallying, so I'm going to fit a tank back in the boot. This means refitting a rear bulkhead, and again it needs to be air and fluid tight. Luckily, an old chum of mine, Lee Morey, gifted me this old Mark I bulkhead and parcel shelf. It needs a bit of repair and modification, but just what I need. Let's start fabricating. I'd love the team to own their own spot welder, however they are particularly expensive. So I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Dutch Speed and their support in letting us borrow their one. So, no point waiting, I'm going to stick it on the spit. Well, I'm pleased with the progress in this episode, so if you liked it, please click the like button, subscribe, and next episode we're going to sort out the boot floor. Ta-ta for now.